Richard Stenzel and our brothers, we have to go back to the city. And they're friends.
Guys, you want to eat? Hey, how are you? Good to see you. How are you?
Say hello.
Hi.
Are we keeping you busy?
Yeah, you go ahead.
And Richard just recently tracked
Say hello.
I should have called one.
Larry.
Some things to us. So as we go along, and we'll probably be taking a little break here for bathroom and stretch, and Lorraine has the cake all cut, so get up and help yourself. So Lori, if you'd come up, please, and then you can make the introduction to Richard. Thank you.
You were going to go around the room and have everybody introduce themselves. What's covered short of time?
No. We have time.
This is fine.
And let's do it right here because they brought the new folks.
Okay.
Let's do that.
The plan was to go around the room and have everyone introduce themselves and
Just quickly say your name and just tell us where you live.
I'm Marilyn Stenzel. I'm Richard's wife. This is my son Curtis, his wife Becky, and their children, Zachary, Luke, Christopher, and Haley. And we live over by, I live over by Matt. Kurt lives on the old farm, and both by Richard.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jim? Yeah.
Jim Lester, my wife Kate, my great city of Albuquerque.
Thank you. Right. Next one.
I'm Jeff Grosskreitz. My aunt Marion, my wife Linda, and Marion lives in Wells. We live in Pemberton, so close by.
Jeanette Bias, I live in Apple Valley. I'm not one of the Paul Stenzel's descendants, but I am a Stenzel.
Hey, you've been here many times.
I've been here a couple of times.
Thank you.
Laura Decker, Mason City. I live in Mason City.
Another good ball, right?
Yep. I am Benson's descendant.
Dean?
I'm Dean Taylor. Paul Key is my grandpa. Alex and Gina were my mother and father. This is my daughter Ashley and her husband Bo. Granddaughter Ezra and Isley. I drive trucks and haul groceries for my mom. I live in Richland and they live in Grandma's, Grandma's place.
This was the most important part for me. This was a trip to our homeland, to our home village, to Fürstlich Neudorf, where Paul John was born and where my ancestors was born too. And the Polish name for Neudorf is Nowa Wieś Książęca. No, that's interesting because I have to learn it 3 days. The Monika, was heißt? Sie hat mich gezwungen.
She forced me.
Yeah. Monika, the translator, forced me to speak the Polish name from Neudorf, not the German, the Polish. And I know the Polish people don't like it if you said the old German names. And it was so difficult for me to speak Nowa Wieś Książęca. It's very difficult. So I have to tell it is Nowa Wieś Książęca. Okay. Nowa Wieś Książęca, 4 kilometers from Temperture. And now I want to show you the church and the cemetery. And the big question was, for me, are we able to find Stenzels in Neudorf? Some part of our family, were some parts, or were one part of our family still there? And are we able to find some graves on the cemetery? I don't know it. I don't know if all the people killed in the war or if they moved out, vertreibt, or ob sie vertrieben worden sind. Bitte?
Sent away?
Or if they sent away by the government. No? This is a church. This is a place where, was heißt Taufe? What is Taufe, Laurie? Baptism? Baptism? That. This is a place where Paul John was baptized, yeah. And all the Stenzels married and buried. This is the church from the inside. A little, but a nice church. This is the history, but in Polish. Yeah, that was a great surprise. As we are in the graveyard, we found Stenzels. And this is a great surprise because I knew then Stenzel lived in Neudorf. You see, Constanze Stenzel died in 1962, so it was impossible that she was moved. This family was not killed, or the government don't say to this family, go to Germany. They were still in Nowa Wiszążęca. This is Henrik Stenzel, a son of both, you see, in 1992. So it must be an actually family there. And these are related people with us, and they live, I show you later, and they lived on a Stenzel farm, on this Stenzel farm, who Jakob Stenzel, the father of Paul Johann, was born. Some other Stenzels. You see, the writing of the name is with C, like a part of Stenzels here in Minnesota too. The reason are political reason. After the war, the German people have to move out, have to move to all over the world, to Germany or to Polish or some other countries, because the government don't want to have them. And Polish people from the east side were moved by the Russian, because Russia got a part of Polish after the war. And the farmer and the people from East Poland go to West Poland, to Silesia, and goes into the houses from our ancestors, from our related people. But they are not able to work on this farm. They have no experience. They have no experience to work on the farm. And so they ask the government, or they say to the government, we need help. We need help from people who knows the work by farming. And so the Stenzels had the chance to be in Neudorf, because the government said, okay, if you want to help this new owner of your house, you can be still here. So they must work by people who came from East Poland, who lived in their house and worked for them. It was very hard, but it was a possibility to live there. It was a possibility that they're not forced to go to Germany. And
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Now, you got CEL, is that the same as ZEL, or is that two different families?
No, that's the same family. But, okay, you're right. After the war, as the Polish government said, okay, when you want to be here, when you want to live here, then you have to change your German name into a Polish name. And the change from a Z to a Z was the change from a German name, from a German, was heißt Anhören?
German spelling.
From a German spelling name to a Polish spelling name. You know what I mean?
But then the ZEL stencils are German,
Yeah.
not Polish.
No. Yeah, that's right. You think we are Polish? No. The stems. Okay, it's very difficult. The stencils, you know, Tremachau and Neudorf was in past times. It was very near to old Polish border. Many Polish people live in both villages, and they spoke mostly Polish. But after Prussia wins the war against Catherine, the German language, the people have to speak German, because Prussia was a German power, was a German government. And Stenzel was a German family who lived in villages near Poland, and they speak both languages, German and Polish. But I believe that they were German. And I asked them, they confirm that they are not Polish people. Yeah. What do you think, Deutsch? Yes, we are German. I say, but this is now a part of Poland. It was in 1882, as Paul Johann goes to the US. It was Prussia. It was not Poland. It was Prussia, and Prussia is German. It was a kingdom of Prussia, and the king, or the Kaiser, was heißt Kaiser? The king of Prussia was Friedrich Wilhelm. It was Prussia.
Yeah,
It was
Poland didn't reemerge until after the First World War, 1918. That's when it became Poland, an actual place on the map again. It had been partitioned by Russia and Austria back in the 1760s. It ceased to exist. It reemerged after the First World War.
Yeah, after the First World War, some parts of this area go to Poland.
That's right.
I think in 1920. And Tremachau goes to Poland, and Neudorf goes to Poland as well. But in this time, as in the 1800, 1700, it was German. It was a German part of our country. It was a surprise for you, I see.
Now, if you say
It's a surprise for you.
If you say it's Prussia, that doesn't belong to Poland or to Germany.
No, it was an independent country, and it was ruled by Frederick.
So it's an independent country.
Right. And prior to that, Silesia itself, Schlesien, was an older country.
You know, Germany was Germany in 1900 or 1904 or in 1890 was much bigger than now. The old Silesia, the old area of Preußen, East Preußen, West Preußen was all German. But we lost this area, one part of this area after the First World War, and the most parts of our country we lost after the Second World War, because, you know, Germany was divorced. Some parts goes to Poland, Silesia goes to Poland after the Second World War and after the First World War. Some parts go to Czechia, to Czechoslovakia. And so Germany, after the Second World War, I think it was half. It was a half country. But it was in I think from 1743 to 1920, it was a German area. Official German area. And this area called Preußen. That's right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Prussia we say.
Prussia. You say Prussia. And Schlesien was a part of Prussia, like Minnesota is a part of the United States. It's difficult. But So I think you're German, not Polish.
My ancestors are from the same towns, both sides of my family, and I consider myself Polish. They spoke Polish, they have Polish recipes, they had a Polish priest, they sung Polish hymns. I mean, how much more Polish can you get?
Not every time. Yes, you're right. Sometimes they were Polish priest, but sometimes they were German priest. And there was a restriction from the government that these areas have to speak German, but they don't do it because so many Polish people lived there. It was an area which sometimes more Polish people like German people, but officially it was a German part.
Well, I understand it was a German part, but, and Lori kind of set me straight a few times. I don't know if we're Polish or German, but.
Maybe the culture
So
is Polish,
when
I
they
don't
came
know.
to Minnesota, I was more talking when they came to Minnesota, they spoke Polish, they went to Polish
Yeah,
mass.
that's right.
Culturally.
Well, there's
The culture, that's right, the culture is Polish.
There's a difference between ethnicity, which is what you're describing, that's the culture part, and then there's nationality, what
Yeah.
nation do you
Yeah,
come from?
well,
That's right.
so
That's right.
That's right, Lori
So
kind
we
of
can't
set me
see a
straight a
space,
few
and
times.
Yeah.
I've been
But
focusing on
speaking
the
Polish
screen
and coming
a
to
lot, and then sometimes
Wells
like
and
this, and I
everybody
zoomed in on
spoke
him a couple
Polish.
of times.
I mean, half Catholic
Do
population.
you think we should try to
Yeah, you're
light
right.
him up
They speak
for a
Polish there, I know
at
it.
the end so we can see
But it was an official German sentiment till 1920.
Try to find
Sorry,
Maybe,
this is really.
or getting
out
the,
a big,
Okay,
well,
do we have some more questions?
Yeah. Do you consider the Stenzels Catholic or Protestant?
They are all Catholic,
Yeah.
always. Always Catholic. I don't know, I know, I think with the American, I think 2,000 Stenzel, no, not 2,000, but I think from Tremperchow and Neudorf, 400, 450, they are all Catholics. Yeah, this is a Stenzel, a Catholic Stenzel. We met there on a graveyard. This is Maria Stenzel, and this is a member of the Stenzel family who lives in Neudorf at this time, at this present time. She is related with you. But I'm sorry, it was impossible for me to bring to bring her here to America. No? But later I will show you more pictures. Ojenska, you know the name? What?
Richard,
Yeah.
was she shocked to find out?
No, because I forget one. Before we go to this trip, we find out that there is a family, Stenzel, lives there. Because Monica, who is able to speak Polish, look in the internet at the Polish Facebook and find a young guy called Stenzel. And she sent him an email, and she said, there are some Stenzel out of Germany, and they want to come, and they want to drink a cup of coffee with you. Is it okay? And they said, yes, that's okay. And so we get an invitation. So we get an invitation for a cup of coffee by this family. And we have this invitation before we go, you know. But we don't know if they are related with us. So this woman knows that we come, but she don't knows if we are related with her. Yeah, some other names, Ojenski, Ivan, I think Ivan. You have many Ivan here in Minnesota? Grunska, Gogol, Wojtas, Troska. They still live there. Leonard in Neudorf as well. Jokil, Kulot, Jokil, Jansky. Yeah, that's the church at the cemetery. And then we come to our first meeting with the Stenzels. After that, was heißt, wir waren neugierig? After that, we want to see where the Stenzels lived. We can't wait till Sunday, where the time where we are invited for coffee. We want to see where we live. And this is... Stop.
Sorry. Testing, sorry.
And this is the place where they live. This is Jacek Stenzel, a young, this is a grandmother Mary of Jacek. Yeah. This is the area of Nowa Wiślążęca, of Fürstlich Neudorf. It looks like a typical Polish small village. This is the main part. This is a newer part. And this is the main part. Here is the church, I think. This is the main part where the Stenzel and other names live. And what you should know is Neudorf is rebuilt after a great fire, nearly 1600. And the ruins of the old Neudorf are still here in this area. So if you want to see the ruins of Neudorf from 1600, you must go to this area. This is a rebuilt, I think, in 1720, I'm not sure. Yeah, this is a map. I try to show you Neudorf, the main part. Like in Tremberchau, where the people live. And here is the church, I show you. And the graveyard. This is a rectory. A monument, it's not so important. School. This is a school here. This is a special building, I will tell you later. This is a farm of Leonard. Is anybody here who knows Leonard members of this family?
Leonard family?
Yeah?
There's some here.
Okay. Now please take a look to their old house in Neudorf. And Leonard is still there, too, in Neudorf. Also, parts of this family lives in Neudorf at this time. This is a farm.
How old do you think that farm is, or those buildings?
1900, I think. 1905, 1899, 1895. No? This is a farm of Troska, where Troska lives now, formerly Ojenski, before they have to move. You see always the red stones. Even. This is the farm of Even, where they live now. And now, we have the first Stenzel. This is a house where Stenzel live. I'm not sure which Stenzel, but it's sure that there is a Stenzel. This house was a house from the Even family too. And was heißt denn Zumieter? As it was?
Tenant?
And the Stenzel lived as a tenant here. He was not the owner of the house. This is a postcard of this house from 1909. In 1909, it was a shop at the Battery and something like this in this house. And now it's a ruin. So same like in Tremberchau, you see in Neudorf the ruins too, and or many ruins too. And one of these houses was a house where John Paul lives, but I don't know which house. This is the second house where Stenzel lives, but I don't know which Stenzel. I know there was a Stenzel because citizens of Neudorf told me, yeah, there lived Stenzels. But I don't know. It was not possible for me until now to find out who or where. Nein, nicht wer. Who. Yeah, this was an old farm of Sobota. Very nice farm, you see. It's more a ruin. This is a farm of Franz Stenzel, who married Mary Sobota in 1950. Maybe in older times it was a part of a great Stenzel farm, I'm not sure. And maybe Paul Johann lived here, but only maybe. This is the Stenzel farm now, where the people, or where the Stenzel family lives now, where we are, this is a fence. This is a fence where we stand by the picture, as we spoken with Maria Stenzel. And you see, it is an old house too, but with a new facade, with a new facade. And the interesting thing is, these two farms, there are separate farms today, the farm of Franz Stenzel and the farm of formerly Franz Stenzel and the farm of Stenzel Seswas. I think it was one farm in the past, because this building, this barn, goes over 2 plots. And this is very unusual if it is a separate farm, you know what I mean? This building ended in this area. I will show you again. Mohammed. This is this house here. This house. It goes from this farm to this separate farm now. And maybe this farm is splitting in, I don't know when. Because maybe there were 2 guys or something like this who need land. And I'm sure that this is the old area of the Stenzel farm in Neudorf, where our Stenzel ancestor lived. Okay. Okay, this is a building, not ready now. Yeah, here's some other pictures of our homeland, of our home village. You see the ruins. This is the house of Stenzel. This is the house of a Stenzel here, but I don't know which Stenzel. This is Monica, my translator, our translator. This is Neudorf too. It's not nice, but it's Neudorf. Was heißt Nebenstraße? It's sidewalk. It's a side road, or the main road. All ruins. This is a ruin. This is a ruin. Nobody lives there. Here are ruins. Nobody lives there. German people live there. Oh, and I want to tell you that if the Stenzels are Polish, they were not, was heißt nochmal zwingen? Vergessen Sie mal. They were not forced to leave the land by the Polish government. You know what I mean? There is one reason I think the Stenzels are Germans, because they was forced to leave the country. And Polish people, Polish family, shouldn't leave the country. We have Hildegard Stenzel here. Hildegard Stenzel was moved out from Tremberchow as she was 12 years old. She must leave the country because the Polish government said, come on Germans, go out. Go to our country. Go out of our new country. And if Germany, if Hildegard was a Polish Stenzel, a Polish girl, she was allowed to be there. But she must go. So it is a German. And if you ask Hildegard, was warst du früher, Deutsch oder Polnisch?
Ich war immer Deutsch.
Sag mal laut. Was warst du immer?
Ja, ich war immer Deutsch.
She was always German. Sorry.
Pretty good evidence, I would say.
Deshalb sind wir ja auch vertrieben worden, weil wir Deutsche waren.
Übersetzt du das mal bitte?
This is the reason why they were sent away because they were German, and the Polish made them leave.
But there's still Stenzels, you're telling me.
They had to change
Die
the style.
Deutschen mussten ja einfach aus den Häusern raus und die Polen haben das besetzt. Und wir sind ja dann in die Gefängnisse gekommen und in die Lager gekommen.
All the Germans had to leave, and the Polish occupied the houses, and the Germans were like imprisoned. She just told us earlier she had with her 3 siblings and her mom. They had to stay in a prison for 4 years.
Yeah. She lived in a prison from 1945 to 1948. Yeah, no, 49, sorry. But from 1945, she lived in a prison as she was a child, and her mother must go to the fields and must work for the Polish government.
And all that because they said they were German. That's why they had to leave, and that's why they had to go to prison, because they said they were German.
That's right.
They thought they were German.
That's right.
Can you repeat what your translator said, because I couldn't hear about
Which part?
having to leave?
Which part?
Well, what she just talked with her
Yeah,
about the
she
people
said
having to
that.
leave.
Yeah, she said that Hildegard lives. Hildegard was arrested
Right.
from 1945 to 1949. Hildegard have to leave Tremachow in 1945 and goes to a prison nearly 100 kilometers away, and she must leave with her family, with her mother. Her father was in the war. He fights in Russia, and she was in the prison, and her mother had to work for the Polish people, for the Polish government. Her brother died by this departure.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Is the name Leonard, Ivan, and all those, are that Polish or is that German?
I don't know. Sorry, I don't know. John, you are right. Stenzels lives there. But I told you 10 minutes ago why they live there. They get a chance to help the East Polish people to work on their farms.
To run their farm.
To run their farms.